What is up, Sixth Man Nation? We're here. We are reporting and reacting to the latest games that have happened with our first Fans Corner guest, Mr. Sam Piercey, who's wearing some interesting attire today. I think you're a bit confused, sir.
Incorrect. No, it's I couldn't find my Bucks jersey, so Bulls was a close second.
Right, so you've got some middle loyalty going on, the middle of America. You've got the Milwaukee, Chicago connection right now.
100%. Yeah, repping both. But I like Zach LaVine, so there you go.
Zach LaVine, yes, indeed. Well, speaking not about Zach LaVine, let's talk about the playing game, shall we? Yeah. Okay, so Spurs Grizzlies. A quick note on that: the Grizzlies beat the Spurs 100-96. They will be playing the Warriors for that 8th seed, and this is the game we're going to talk about first. The Warriors and the Lakers. The Lakers come out on top, 103-100. To be honest, man, I think it's one of the best games we've seen all season in terms of entertainment, in terms of the biggest players performing big plays in a game that really matters, and it went down to the wire. I just wanted to get your thoughts on the matchup, really.
Yeah, it was. I mean, first talking about playing, I fucking really love playing. I think it's a really good idea to get a bit more of the league invested in actually making the playoffs, and you can see by how competitive all of the games were. Even if they were blowouts, people were fucking really trying to go for it. But Lakers Golden State was amazing. I mean, you got LeBron coming back for his first game, and you could see the rust was there, especially at the start. But he got into it near the end, and obviously made that big three that sent them over the edge. But like, you can't take away from like the rest of the Lakers players did great. Like Anthony Davis is always solid, so kind of it was expected, but it was still amazing to see. And Steph is outrageous.
Do you see that three at the end of the half to close out the half? He dribbled past two guards. I think it was Schroeder, Davis, and Caruso, and he got to a spot on the wing and just drained it at the buzzer.
Yeah,
and then he went over to Drake and was like,
"Yeah,
see that?
Steph, yeah, I did." Steph is so ludicrous, and it's like he's so amazing to watch. We're blessed that he's in the league in our kind of like era, I guess. But the Warriors need more, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to get, personally, this may be a hot take, I don't think it is, but I don't think they're getting out of the first round. Like Utah, if they beat Memphis, which I expect them to, because Steph will push them over the edge on that, I think Utah is potentially just too well grounded in their systems for the greatness of Steph to really overtake. I definitely think Golden State's going to take them. I don't think Ja's there yet. I don't think Ja's going to be able to take him. Dylan Brooks is great, but Steph dropped 40 on Dylan Brooks like the other day, so I
got fouled out, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't see why he won't do that again. But and then also you got the factor of if Memphis win one, they've then got to win the second one, haven't they? So
yeah, I will say this though: the Warriors are in very good position to have a high draft pick next year as well. Yeah. So they could package Wiseman with their initial pick to move up in this draft if they want to. That's a really good luxury to have, considering they're a decent team. Like you said with Steph, he shot 6 for 9 from 3. He had 37 points in that game. Wiggins turned up, 21 points. Yeah, he went 1 for 5 from 3, but 10 of 18 overall.
Yeah.
And then the other side, you've got AD, 25 and 12. LeBron getting a triple-double, 22, 11, and 10. Caruso had a good game, 14 points. Pi, I want to ask you this. You know, the LeBron shot, obviously, game's tied at 100. He passes the ball into Wes Matthews. Wes Matthews kicks it out. I was just thinking, where does that shot rank in LeBron's clutch shots of all time? Because the block isn't a shot, obviously, right? And then you've got his game winner against the Magic, which was the buzzer beater for the Cavs back before he went to the Heat. Game 7 shot against the Spurs as well to put them up 4. I think that ranks quite high, that shot, in terms of down the stretch.
My one thing about the shot is that it's one of those, like, if you compare it to Dame Lillard against Paul George, step back near mid-court three with absolute intention that he was taking that shot. LeBron, it was almost kind of like a surprise to me that it went in when I saw it, because I was like, oh fuck, someone's tried to drive in, they've kicked it out over the top. LeBron is open, but so it's just him and a catch and shoot, and he's just going to gun it because he has to at the end of the clock. I was like, oh shit, LeBron's just made a free. I wasn't like, if the ball's in KD's hands or the ball's in Steph's hands and they get open, you're like, oh, they're open, they're making this. Whereas with LeBron, the only reason why I don't think it was that exciting to me personally was just how the offense was played out. I think if it was a bit more seamless and it was a bit more intentional, it would have been a lot more amazing. I think there was too much luck involved in it. But
yeah, okay, interesting. So you think the shot was lucky? Apparently, Pi, he said that because he got poked in the eye by Draymond Green, that even when he hit the shot, he said he was seeing double rims, like as in he didn't have a clear vision. So maybe you are right. Yeah,
maybe. But I mean, yeah, that shot could have. He's the thing with LeBron, and I don't want to dog him because I do think he's top 2, if not 1 of all time. I don't want to sound like Skip Bayless and start trashing on him, but yeah, he's missed a lot of go-ahead threes in his career, as is most stars anyway. But like, I think that wasn't that exciting to me. So the other shots you mentioned, which he's done in terms of game winners, have been much better. And I love playing, but I don't think playing had as much gravitas as an actual playoff game or a game 7 or like anything like that, just because there would have still been another opportunity for the Lakers to play in and get against the Grizzlies subsequently. So yeah, I think it was a great shot, but not the best I've seen.
Okay, just before we move on to talk about the Wizards, you talked about the Warriors. Being the 8th seed. The Lakers now will play the Suns in the second round. I'm sure Chris Paul was thinking, great, I've got to the 2nd seed in the West. I've got a really good position.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes LeBron in the first round. How do you think that series is gonna turn out, considering the Lakers don't have home court? Chris Paul and the Suns are obviously a young and upcoming squad. They've done extremely well this year. I mean, yeah, just want your thoughts on like, where do you think the series is going to go?
I think it pivots on how well Devin Booker plays and how big he becomes. Because I think if they're to like do anything against the Lakers, he's going to have to get 30 plus per game easy. Like Chris is going to be distributing and doing his thing. I think, and Anton, what's his name?
Ayton.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton.
Anton DeBeck.
Anton DeBeck, starting centre for the Suns. I think he's going to struggle against AD. DeAndre Ayton is quick. He's great on the lob, but you're going against probably the best foot speed big man in the game. Like, I think he's going to struggle hard.
Can also draw you out as well, can't he? AD, exactly. If he's hitting that outside shot, yeah.
Exactly, and a lot of the Suns' defense has been been quite pivotal on the fact that DeAndre Ayton is in the back end, and they're to be fair, the Suns' rotations on D are really, really strong, and they're 3 guys. It's not Mikal Bridges, it's something Bridges, but he's like a very, very good defender, but he's also extremely lanky, and I don't know how he's going to fare against LeBron. So I think matchups wise, I don't think of all the teams that they could have played, Phoenix, the Lakers isn't the one that they probably would have wanted to match up with. I think they could have matched up with any Clippers, Mavs. Maybe not Denver. I think Denver would have had their number. Portland. I think any of those guys, even Utah, I think they would have had a pretty strong showing. But I think the Lakers just overpower them. So,
give me a series prediction. Games to the Lakers.
I think 4-1 to the Lakers.
Wow.
I think Lakers lose the first, and I think they then win the next 4, potentially 4-2.
Okay.
But it again, it's all injury dependent. Like if LeBron gets a nip or goes down, or if Anthony Davis goes down or anything like that, then I think they're going to struggle a lot more. But the mad thing about the Lakers, just quickly before we crack on, is that they got better this year in terms of their personnel. So like they won the championship last year, but they actually got better this year because they got Harrell and Schroeder. So like. They have the only downside to them is they haven't really had like a fully formed team for a bit of time now because everyone's been in and out and injured. So that's the only way Phoenix kind of get them, I guess, is if they're not prepared. But it's a LeBron team. LeBron teams do magical things. So
you never count count out on the king.